Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Novice Painting, Episode 6, Part 2. Check that out. Looks a lot better, doesn't it? Really clean this up, clean up the zero. It looks very super dimensional, texture-y, like a frosting. We got this nice and, coated. We got a nice 6G coat. And speaking of the frostiness look, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I remember, we left off with the TMNT, the Presbyterian SWAT team breaking down the door, possibly. They didn't break it down. Felt like Shredder and Krang all day. So I'm going to put this is where you're going to be able to figure out what this sucker is right here. Let me just get a good brush. There's actually a few brushes I left off yonder in the confines of the paint cave, the highly secret area of the paint cave. So, all right, let's see if I can. I'm gonna probably just use this. Yeah, this is a good one. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Candy Apple because this one's got a nice sheen to it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but sheen will be coming up at some point. It may be the sheen that you're thinking of. We're going to really push that down, Sheeney. Okay, so we got to get some more of that glossy red at some point. So yeah, we left off, but I'm in school during this time, and kids, it was a time of, scented markers. The kids loved the scented markers. I was not innocent myself. I think I talked about scented markers at one point, maybe. And trying, biting the heads off them. And they just all tasted like salty. Just like cold and salty and wet. But yeah, it wasn't worth the trouble you get into when people would find these marker heads all bitten off. They would think you're insane. Like, why are you biting marker heads? But at least I wasn't the kids that were just picking their nose like crazy and eating the boogers. Like, this one kid, we talk about some of the same stuff, but like Guinness records, definitely, he probably the most boogers eaten while standing in line waiting to go to lunch, because he was just like clink clunk clink clunk clink clunk clink clunk. It's like pick lick, pick lick, pick lick, pick and lick. This is crazy. I think that's how I developed such a strong stomach. How I was able to watch like Faces of Death while eating pizza, because I had seen that kid. I was just kind of mesmerized by his booger eating ability. It was like, it's like watching a train wreck or a car crash. Trying to be pretty precise, but again, of course, you don't have to be. Don't forget, Novice Painting, peeps. So I didn't eat boogers, so that's good. I wasn't a booger eater. But my friends and I, we did develop a bit of an odd sort of addiction, if you will, to traveling by this erotic cake store every day from school. Because when you have a storefront that it says erotic cakes, and we of course, it's not like we were in preschool. We knew what erotic cakes, we knew what erotic meant, and we liked, what kid doesn't like cake? So you probably maybe know what this is starting to really look like. Now, I can't get too carried away because there's okay, so that's probably as good That's a good length down the side. Get down to one knee. I'm gonna bring this up. Let's see. Again, checking. Just checking the paint blueprint there on the paint pewter. It's not too bad. Just takes a level of concentration. We're getting there, slowly but surely. I'll call it surely if I want to. Yeah, it's fine because it's, again, we wanted to have character. So we would, man, see, again, it was so quiet, without the refrigerator, without Buzzy making noise. There's one little thing I'm gonna do over here. I seem to kind of help a little bit. I don't know if that's even making a difference, but just gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with the flow and hope that this little jerry rigging of the paint cave is gonna hold up. So, all right. So we got really addicted to going by this erotic cake store because, I mean, yeah, we were growing up, we were young boys. It was like sort of a Stephen King scene from maybe one of his short stories where these kids are trying to, they're trying to sneak a peek at like a boob cake or something, a boob or a butt cake. Not a bundt cake, but a butt cake. So that's what it was like, almost like our American Pie thing, or like at the end of the summer, we're gonna definitely, one of us is gonna see a boob cake. And like most things that you get too into, or you get sort of addicted to, or whatever, it's like it leads to something bad, often leads to something bad. And that was, we accidentally ended up seeing a butt cake, but it was a guy's butt cake because it had chocolate sprinkles for like hair. We were traumatized. I didn't want birthday cake. Dang it, I can't see. I'm just trying to, there's that one little peak, a little red peeking out there. Still peeking out. Too afraid to go too far to the edge. Gotta concentrate there. Yeah, it's pretty good. Just gonna bring this down more because I want it to be a little tighter, a little straighter there. I'm almost maxing out my contact lens wear time today. We've talked about the maximum time is, look at that. It's 8 hours, and I think we're approaching 7. So yeah, my mom, I didn't want to eat cake forever. My mom was like, "How come you always want pie for your birthday now?" It's like, well, you don't want to know, Mom. You don't want to know. And maybe I'll tell her one day why I stopped liking cake for my birthday, but until then, it's just between you and us. Or me and you, or me and peanut butter, whatever, but okay. See, there we go. Let's try this position. Oh, there we go. See, I should have been trying that the whole time. But that's fine. Try to be in sort of the same proportion as this side. That should be a little bit better. It's getting tight in there. Okay, that's pretty good. That's sort of the wide box, because you're about to see. Let's do one more thing here. They are marinara cigarettes. They're spaghetti flavored cigarettes, so But yeah, one of the other things we would do, in the summer at a young age, it was like, I don't know if it was just sort of an instinctual thing of wanting to have, different sort of experience, like, another level of sort of feelings, or because we would try to stay up all night, just pull all-nighters, which basically just soda and candy, I guess. I mean, we would just freaking just stay up. There wasn't even internet, or it's like the greatest video games necessarily. I mean, we had like Turtles in Time and Hyperstone Heist or whatever, and of course there was Street Fighter 2, probably part 3 by then, but it was like, you only played so much of that and watched so much movies. We ended up watching like late night infomercials. Like, we got a lot of Ron Popeil, we had a lot of Ron Popeil in our life at that time. And then the other one would, someone would get crap for falling asleep, and their eyes would be closed, and dude, don't fall asleep. What are you doing? We had a deal, dude. We had a deal. We're gonna stay up all night and then end up sleeping all day tomorrow, obviously, but we're gonna do it, dude. And he'd be like, no, I'm just resting my eyes. And you get like a, freaking Teddy Ruxpin tossed at your head. And this, wasn't obviously soft plush teddy bear. Let me make sure. Yes, okay. Hey, that's not too bad looking. It almost looks just sort of like a stage and its curtains, but okay, that's not bad. Obviously, I need to put more coverage, but you can tell, hopefully, that this is, it's a mix of, it's almost like an Italian branded, box of cigarettes. But of course, it's like they worked with Marlboro to create a marinara flavored spaghetti flavored cigarette. So of course it ties into episode, the Overpaint, episode 3. Check it out. You won't be sorry. You wouldn't be sorry. It's most likely going to be using this one later. Now it's going to be tricky, like a lot of things on here. So I'm going to put one more red line at the very bottom, and then we're going to write, of course. It's actually turned out really good because there's not going to be a lot of wasted space there in the middle. But yeah, it was like, so my friend, we tried to stay up all night, and of course, one of us would fall asleep, but he was the scary one because he'd fall asleep the creepiest way. He's just like, it's like Dracula, it's like a vampire. It's like, dude, this kid a vampire? It's like, did I let the wrong one in or something? I mean, that wasn't even out at the time, but I was like, I better have let the right one in. But, because if I had like tweeting capabilities, like a camera phone now, I just would have taken a picture and just probably, hashtag like creepy sleeper, hashtag Dracula, hashtag Emily Rose creepy contortion scene. And then he probably would just unfriended me or something. That's what I predict. That's what I would predict. Alright, so that brush that I just had too thin. This should be pretty good to do. No, I feel like it might be a little too wide. Just a little too wide. Not a lot too wide. Dropping stuff. Okay, this should be good. I'll try this. So, again, weird things. Weird things during the summer. I remember finishing off a jar of pickles. They're like the really big, I don't know, it's like almost like a 5 or a gallon or something from Sam's Club. Be precise as possible. I remember I finished off the pickles. I just couldn't get enough. So I ended up like drinking the whole rest of the pickle juice in the jar throughout the day, and I'm just like an old man in the South, just sipping on, you know, some tea, some sweet tea all day. But this was sour and sweet. I'm sorry, it wasn't sweet, it was salty. You know how I feel about sweet pickle juice. Makes me want to puke, you know? It's puke juice. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now I guess I could probably use the same size brush for the marinara part. So I'll go ahead and rinse this off. So I drank this whole freaking jar of pickle juice. I mean, you would think I was like the pro football player in the middle of a summer game or something, summer practice or something, playing for the Cardinals or the Southern team or something, the Falcons playing in the middle of the summer or something. It was unseasonably warm sort of preseason game or something. A lot of pickle juice. No, but I did drink a lot of pickle juice. I mean, it's so much, it just completely ruined my evening because I just had the worst gas, had the runs, like the Dickens. I had Charles Dickens runs. I completely missed, like the first ever of all time, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live in concert. I missed it. Totally missed it because I had gas in the runs. It's okay, so I just want to make sure this font, obviously I'm not really going to be able to hit the right font at all. So, but I gotta put some more black in here, so. Cool, I do have some of this black left in. You gotta press, you gotta shake it, man. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a black thing of paint. Shake it like some black paint. Right here, boom. Okay, that should be enough. This sucker's taking a long time. I'm already 20 minutes to do the freaking, you know what, actually, yeah, see, I'm gonna take this red. We're gonna do, I really gotta start doing this other part. I'm trying to see what brush this is probably the best one to do it. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we really gotta lay the foundation of this next thing. So yeah, I missed out on a historic event. A truly historic event. Because that was the only time that the Ninja Turtles, they did like one tour, that was it. They did one tour. Like they're not like the Rolling Stones. They quit after one tour. Could you imagine the price of some of the original merchandise purchased at these shows? Or even just like a ticket stub or something, or even just a hat. And some of those early 90s hats, they were super weird looking. It was like, they never fit right. This should be the right red that I wanted to use. Where it's glossy, it pops. Of course, we're using a lot of red, and that's okay. There's other colors involved. I remember getting into high school, junior high. You know, again, it's like we're sort of, we're being experimental. We hit an experimental stage. Curiosity, all that stuff led to, well, I mean, we didn't have access to illicit substances. There was a liquor cabinet, but it was very heavily, it just wasn't the easiest thing to get into. But so regardless, I mean, we figured out another way. Someone had the bright idea to sort of tap each other out, like choke, like rear naked choke, freaking like a Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, Cheeto Ortiz. I mean, all kind, whatever MMA, insert MMA submission specialist, and that's what we were basically doing to each other. We'd have these like, we'd be out for like 3 seconds and have these illicit or, you know, super realistic, like lucid, like dreams where we would, it's like we'd lived these 10 years, like these whole lives where we'd have wives and kids. It was wild. It was, we'd wake up and it was like, just be super sad and depressed because it's like, where's my daughter? Where's my daughter, Josephine? Where's old Randall? Where's old Randall? Where's Norma King? Where's Norma King then? It was like the interdimensional sort of time travel, Doctor Strange multiverse of madness, dream walking scenario, if you will. And look at that, I'm getting way too into that. Getting pain everywhere, okay, so, but as you know, we can always breaka. Boom. No harms, no fouls. Just want to make sure there's I mean, it's getting real sloppy because I'm getting carried away, but it's like I just kind of want to draw it out to the edge because there's some dull edges. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, that's fine. Getting a little carried away because that's what I'm talking about, globularity. You know, gloopy had gotten me right there. It was a minor gloopy incident. It was like just a little tremor, little 3.0 on the gloopy scale. Okay, yeah, see, that's pretty good. That's all right. That's what we're going for. So we'll let that dry and we can fill it in more, and then eventually it'll get to where we want it to be, which is, well, yeah, so we would pass each other out, and it's like, instead of, you know, it's like a multiverse of madness situation. Instead of, you know, but without a, you know, a Bentadic encumbered bun cake or whatever, and you wouldn't wake up with this like crazy cool like third eye. You would wake up with like, you know, scratches down your back because they couldn't throw you properly into the pool because we agreed, you know, it was like, of course, escalation. It wasn't just enough to pass each other out. We had to try to throw each other into the freaking pool. Believe it or not. I know it's crazy. Kids are crazy, man. Just like the newsy freaking Hamilton reenactment kids outside. They get willy-nilly. They get the spirit of willy-nilly in them. But it's a different type of, you know, it's a different willy-nilly. Hopefully their parents are aware of their whereabouts. Because willy-nilly, he gets willy-nilly. Okay, so it's gonna be another color, and it's gonna be bright blue. Mr. Bright Blue. Mr. Bright Blue, but so yeah, it's crazy to think. Yeah, we were like, I'm gonna pass you out and I'm gonna throw you in the pool. It was like, we're lucky we never had sort of an end of poltergeist situation where we wake up and there's skeletons or hallucinating skeletons or something. Those were real skeletons, by the way. Look it up. It's crazy. It's actually common to use real skeletons in movies. Okay, so I feel like I need to put a little bit of white. I don't know if there's okay, so that's all. I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna mix that. So I feel like this blue for this Jimmy Graham Argosy 2 is a little bit brighter than bright blue. Well, this probably won't be enough, but it's been a minute. Got a lot 18 sort of theme colors going on there. Dang it. Every time I think of a theme song, I always want to do the American Gladiators theme song. I'm trying to think of the 18 theme song. Okay, so yeah, this red circle, well, again, it's about escalation. It's like, you know, the teriyaki madness. You go from freaking a junior bowl to a regular size bowl. Eventually you're getting the egg roll with the drink, and you're spending $15 a day on lunch. So that's going to be the Teriyaki Madness logo. We're going to do a white circle around it, and then it's sort of, sort of a stylized flame, red, white flame sort of situation. It's a dual flame. And there was a lot of escalation too. You know, things are ramping up. You need to. It has to be. You get better every time, or just crazier. It's like WWE, WWF at the time back in the day. It was like every week, Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon, the Evil Boss, they went at it week after week after week. It started with a stunner. It led to a cement, friggin' classic Corvette filled with cement. Not before, and then a fire ring or something. I mean, I can't even remember the order of it. It was like 30 years ago. It's crazy to think it's almost that long ago. Okay, so there's obviously still some white, or maybe is that the light or the wetness? Well, either way. See, that one's, you can see it's a little dull compared to that one. That candy apple red really is nice. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe the matte red would have been nice for the teriyaki madness, but it doesn't matter. So we'll do the next thing, and it's gonna be another thing, that can be quite addictive. So make sure, I think maybe I should do it over here. No, we'll do it right here. It's a pretty good blue. It's pretty reminiscent of the blue I was going for, so. Yeah, food. I mean, speaking of teriyaki madness, I mean, food, of course. Can be super, super addictive. Drug-like, if you will. You should, I mean, because, again, it's very drug-like. Sprite Blue has really good coverage, actually. It's like I talked about In-N-Out before. It's, said it was overrated. It's a very controversial take. It's a very controversial take, it's polarizing. It's a polarizing view to have. If you're a politician, you would be wise to probably keep your opinions on In-N-Out Burger probably to yourself. Could really derail major political campaign, but there's this In-N-Out I always drive by. There's the line that like quarter-mile down the thing. It's like they're trying to get Taylor Swift tickets. That's the funny thing. There's nothing Swift about getting Swift tickets. Apparently, I wouldn't know. I won't see me spending $500 on early bad seat. Oh no. I got really globular down here. It's fine though. See how that's fixable? Boom. The smooth crew came in and fixed it all up and saved the day. Well, I've got to check. Things get scary around here because you're like getting a real flow and it's like, boom. Oh, it's not recording. It's crazy how people are. It's like, it'd be nice if you could be the director. I mean, in a way you kind of are, I guess. You're like the AD, the assistant director. I don't know what's in there. There's like chunks of stuff. I don't know what that is. There might be dry pieces of the blue or the white that I mixed in there. It possibly could be the white. That's just trying to see the proportions on that. It's a little bit. It goes out a little bit too far. I gotta bring that up from the bottom. So from the bottom, and then we'll be there. But it's like food, of course. Still on food. It's a very controversial subject because it's necessary for life. But it's like there's a lot of really tasty food, and it's like it can be really addictive. It's like I just remember this woman that. She wanted chicken nuggets so bad. She was willing to like bruise up her shins and scrape up her knees, bruise up her shins, whatever, jumping into the drive-thru window because she was so mad that they didn't have chicken nuggets yet because it was still breakfast. I mean, she showed real athleticism and agility, even as an addict of McNuggets, no less. You never know what to expect from people when they really want something really, really super bad. And she wanted them nuggets so bad. There we go. Okay, so she jumped through the freaking window. I'm gonna put it down another. Now this one will be interesting to see how well this can be done because this is gonna be. We talked about liqueur. Again, Mariner cigarettes, the Carlo Rossi, Crazy Straw Girl, Miss Polyamorous herself. Yeah, so we're gonna do the Carlo Rossi gallon jug. I might have told. I mean, this may be not even news to you because maybe I did say this in one of the videos because. Remember, I missed that whole half hour and had to sort of jump into the flow, reflow it up or something, so. Alright, so this next one is gonna be, we're just gonna go ahead and use purple. Just straight purple, that's the best. I mean, of course, like, the wine is really technically we're gonna use the Prince purple. It's technically sort of more obviously red. It's like it almost just looks like black in a bottle, but that won't show up. That won't show up on here. So because we already chose to do black, so ipso facto, So the crazy McNugget lady's freaking, she comes in, she's in the kitchen, the McDonald's kitchen, and she grabs freaking like a cone from the cone dispenser. This might be too big. No, maybe not. It is. She grabs a cone from the cone dispenser and she's wielding it like it's like a weapon, like it's a knife, like she's got a. It's crazy. It's like how I can't even believe that. It's like maybe that's why maybe the freaking what's it called machine, the ice cream machine isn't down. It's just maybe some crazy lady came in and used all the cones as knives or something. Okay, so my head might get in the way of this. This is gonna be it's a little weird. Okay, so. So it's like a flat bottom to the Carlo Rossi, and it kind of gets sort of bigger towards the out, like curves or whatever. I don't know if anyone can even sort of picture it. I don't know if you have like a photographic memory of Carlo Rossi beverage containers. I don't know. It'd be hard to tell. My head itches a little bit here, but yeah, it's like there's no way. Like I kind of feel that lady, the McNugget lady's pain now, except sort of the opposite, where so often I would totally miss out on. Let me just check the wine. Okay, yeah, that's. Wait, how does that even? Okay, so it kind of just. Okay, that's pretty good. It's got a roundness to it, but it's like almost like a football jug or something. So it's real simple. I'm not gonna try. Obviously, I can't. There's no way to get to the detail as far as like putting in the freaking the label, but I am gonna put sort of a label and then just put the initials. But we'll get to there. I just got to get the foundation of the jug onto the canvas. It seems like it looks so much better. Wait, a little bit better because like I just didn't get it close enough to the. It's a really big blue square. Now obviously, you're never gonna see wine this color. But that would be a cool step in a new marketing direction for Carlo Rossi. Have very vivid purple sort of containers. Maybe Carlo, if you're listening, you can make it up to me for ruining my night. That one night. Okay, so. But I totally get that lady's pain. I remember, missing out on sausage muffin with egg. Many a time. Many a disappointing 10:35 a.m. in the morning. Okay, there we go. We're on the right track, mostly. Mostly. But you gotta be careful when you're ordering sausage McMuffins with eggs. Or sausage, eggs with McMuffins, or I don't know. I don't know the plural of sausage McMuffin. Sausage McMuffin with eggs. It doesn't sound right when you say sausage McMuffin with eggs. We'll just say sausage McMuffin with egg sandwiches. But regardless, the proper vernacular. You gotta be careful, because I remember one time I was so excited, I finally made it there on time to get a freaking sausage McMuffin with egg, and I asked for a sausage McMuffin. I thought, okay, it's all gravy. Finally. It's been a few months, I finally got it. Because for a minute they were doing like 24-hour breakfast, and then for some reason they stopped, and it's like, and then you go there and it's like, oh, we're only taking cash, and The neighborhood McDonald's had really gone down service-wise in recent years, but okay, just trying to get proportional. So, you know, I ordered the sausage McMuffin. I get home, I was like, it felt kind of light. Of course, there was no egg. It's like, where is my perfectly circular egg? Where's my perfect circle egg? Peanut butter, where was it? It's because I didn't say sausage McMuffin with egg. It's just insane. You know, I had to retrain my brain to make sure I always said with egg. Because if I didn't, well, it was just a McMuffin with egg and cheese, or sausage and cheese, and you know, you want some extra texture in there and some extra mouth feel, you know. That's just the way it is. That's a part of the whole dining experience is mouth feel, you know, all that stuff. It turned out pretty decent. I'm fairly satisfied. It's very Carlo Rossi-ish looking, shape-wise, I think. The top part, maybe it's a little wider, but who knows? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that alone, but actually, I feel like there's a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna just put a little bit more. And there we go, that's pretty good. Alright. It turned out better than I thought it would. We're approaching an hour to do. All we did was, whatever shape this is, like a bow tie, a red circle, a blue square, and an emulation of Carlo Rossi Gallon Merlot or something. Cabernet Sauvignon. So we can do that marinara thing. There's still a lot of little things to do though. It's just crazy because there's layering, and you can probably see. Yeah, I think that's basically dry, but you can probably see the wetness in that circle. I mean, I sure can. Again, eye for wetness. That's coming out much more, you know, I think I did use a different blue actually, yeah. So eventually I'm gonna cover that up. That's gonna be covered up with the primary blue. So we'll redo that. We probably actually have time. That's after I do, sorry, I keep crossing across the camera. It's hectic, it's just dare to just say no. Well, dare to just make this really complicated. So I'm gonna put marinara, and then I'm gonna go ahead and repaint that with a silkier blue. It's a silkier blue, we'll throw some white in there. The bright blue is gonna be used for, it's got a matte finish, but it dries the color that we want for a different Jimmy Graham. So I'm gonna lay the foundation for another one. Just one more. Yes, okay, that's exactly what we wanted. Wait. I mean, obviously I could say what it is, but. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put the, what was this one? Brilliant Blue. So we got bright blue, we got brilliant blue. They like to do the, I forgot the term for it, where it goes, where it's got like two of the same initials. They like to do that with these colors. Princess Purple, Princess Pink, Brilliant Blue, Bright Blue. Let's see. Just want to make sure that we're going to put these things in the right position. So there's those. Okay, so then it's like, I already said it's going to be the Xbox. Xbox logo, and then the, yeah, so, dang. So I guess we're gonna have to just go ahead and put this green in there. That's the nice thing about the brilliant blue color, is it stays, it's very, it'll stay very moist and thick. It's not gonna dry out. So I'm not really too sure how much green we're gonna need for this. Yeah, so we're gonna do like just a simple square. Again, and when it dries, we'll do a circle with an X, a green X in the circle. So pretty straightforward. Just trying to bring a little bit, more color in this area. So this will be real simple. So yeah, Carlo Rossi. I mean, you can't tell yet, but it's a perfect reminder of back in the day of, wanting, we started getting to high school and started doing more, more hood rat stuff with our friends. It was, we were trying to fish, but not like, for fish. We were trying to fish for beer and cigarettes, like at the local Green Valley groceries, and really anywhere. The worse the neighborhood, the more likelihood. And we were just kind of right in the middle of the tracks, There's the wrong side and the right side, I guess, and we were right in the middle. Right in the middle, and it's like, I don't know, that seems a little bit too... Is that the right color? The bright green that I was using before? Let me make sure. I think so. I was thinking maybe I had thrown a little mixed. So sometimes you gotta see how these colors are gonna react or sort of look when they dry. Yeah, this is fine. This is actually good. I mean, we want bright, fun colors, Now, even if the Xbox logo is a little bit a different shade of green, it doesn't really matter. This is my interpretation, Jimmy Novice, Peanut Butter's interpretation. It's our interpretation. It's what? Our interpretation, the Xbox logo, because video games can be super highly addictive. But just like the Carlo Rossi, I mean, yeah, we would fish for cigarettes, and 40s, and if we couldn't get like a 40, we got to the point, we got really ingenuitive, and we got figured out how to break into the liquor cabinet and water down the vodkas and except this one time it was like we had Franzia and like store brand, it was like Kroger brand scotch and gin. It was like mixed, it was like a mix, like, it was like mess you up gin. Mess you up real quick gin. And we were just ridiculous, like, we mixed the freaking Kroger gin and scotch. Like, you've heard of gin and juice. Well, I don't think anybody's heard of gin and scotch. Especially not gin and scotch and Franzia. It sounds like a really bad joke. It's like gin and scotch and Franzia walk in a bar and make the entire place puke. Because that's exactly what happened to my little friend. He was only like 90 pounds though. But of course there was some Old English involved, maybe some Mickeys, some of the classics, possibly a Colt 45 thrown in there. There was lots of enablers. Not neighbors, but there was some enablers out there. If they could have, they probably would have wanted to drink those Old English and Mickey's with us. Okay, just of course checking, double checking, triple, double checking. I mean, this is gonna be epic. Again, we're just doing basic shapes. I mean, this is a scene said it many weeks, I think, ago. Shapes, patterns, logos. This is a culmination of everything. Basically. Mostly. Just gotta step back. Again, just sort of checking colors and wetness. Still gotta write marinara. Still gotta put a white circle around there, do the smoke. Put I'm gonna do the other blue. It's a different blue. I think that's a good size on that. It doesn't need to be the same size as that. Which you will see what it is and we'll talk about it. So, but yeah. The Carlo Rossi alcohol. Got this kid, my friend, he's in the bathroom with the shower running. He's got it's like, I'm like, dude, you're wasting water. Come on, hey, you're gonna pay your water bill? My dad's gonna freak out. He's gonna be like, who's taking like 30-minute showers? Alright, so I'm gonna put this primary blue. I'll go ahead and put that on there. We're gonna share spots, which there's a little bit of white in there, but it's fine. And I'm actually gonna put a little bit of white in that blue again. But this is a different blue. Again, there we go, boom. Boom, see. Probably put a little bit too much, so I'll put a little bit of black blue back in there. So bright blue was the wrong choice. I think I put it in the wrong spot because there's like some really crusty white. Dang. Gotta be careful. Be careful around here. Yeah, I'm just want to check this blue. Yeah, I guess it's. So anyway, I go in there. I hope I'm not repeating myself. I swear I didn't talk about the walking out with my friends, and he's on the floor. The shower's on. He's not in the shower. He's on the floor, freaking in a fetal position. He's all wet. It's like Neo just came out of the Matrix. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Are you okay? It's like, malt liquor will do that shit. Malt liquor will do you like that, If you ever had a Four Loko, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, that's a much better blue. Yeah, that's Mo Better Blue. That's what I'm talking about. Mo Better Blue. It's Mo Better Blue. We still got more. See, it says bright blue, but I feel like it's dull blue. I've said this before. It's very frustrating when these color makers are not true to their word. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm not going to get clear to the edge because it's going to take a little bit more precision. My eyes are falling out of my head almost, because it's like I'm looking at one of those magic pictures. Said it before, I'll say it again. It's Mo Better Blue. There you go. Gotta be precise. Not trying to change the shape of this square we've already established. There we go. Okay, so we're on a good track. We're probably gonna go ahead and just write marinara and wrap. Okay, so I could probably put the baseline, or the foundation, the base coat, whatever you want to call it, or whatever I could call it. I could figure out what I want to call it. So I don't know. So I could possibly do that for like the 3 other ones. There's gonna be 3 other ones. Eventually there is going to be sort of a finish where we'll wait till the very end, and I already have a pretty good idea of sort of what would be a good finishing Jimmy Graham, a finished Graham, if you will, sort of. Okay. Whew. It's contacts. Oh man. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty good. That's pretty good coverage. If need be, there's still plenty in there. So yeah, it's like we talked about the it's gonna be the FanDuel logo, where it's an F and a Z. It's real simple. It's just like a stylized F and a D. It's like curved, kind of like a sealed-ish look. I don't know. I really don't know what they were going for with the logo, but nonetheless, it's gambling. I was watching the Vegas Vacation. I've referenced it before in the show, and I remember Clark. He was like, he got so knee deep and addicted to gambling that he was so desperate. He went to the freaking tables where it was they have like 21 or not even 20. No, they have war. They freaking war, and like go fish and pick a card, pick a number. It's insane. It's like, but didn't do what they think like it probably should have done. Like, scare people off of gambling. It was like, I was like, man, if they had go fish and solitaire, I'd be right there. Okay, so just gonna make sure what these letters look like, because they're not necessarily, I think we talked about the font, but it's just not really necessarily like what. It'd be really tricky. Just be really tricky to do this font. It's sort of a Romanesque font. So we'll try to just be really meticulous. I'm thinking I'll go ahead and finish off. Okay, you gotta get the size right. I'm gonna go real slow. I take it nice and slow. Of course, it does not have to be perfect, of course, but you just want a certain amount of legibility. We all know how disastrous the M went in Cena logo. So, we really don't want to go there. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, I remember just getting, like 2007, I saw the Revenge of the Sith trailer, and I was hooked. Like, I had seen, Star Wars before, but it was just like, this was just super epic, super intense, super epic. And it's like, I was so addicted to Star Wars after that. I was like, I went and bought a freaking Xbox just for one Star Wars game. Just for one. It was actually two, because I got two really good games, though. It was like better than the movies, better than most of the movies. But I just went nuts. I went overboard. I got every Star Wars thing you could think of. I had Star Wars stamps, Star Wars underwear. I didn't have Star Wars sheets, but I had like these like $150 like Force effects lightsabers. They're almost real in a way. It was like it's about the realest sort of you could get to a lightsaber, like especially in the dark, because it was like, and the tube would light up. It was like a fluorescent tube, but it wasn't fluorescent. It was blue or green, whatever Jedi or Sith that you chose. Like I had Darth Vader's, I had Luke Skywalker's, Anakin Skywalker's. The green one was the coolest, I think, just like personally. Okay, I gotta make sure I don't spell this wrong. Okay. Marinara. fight Contrara. Okay, it's pretty good. That should fit in pretty decent. Yeah, it's just, Star Wars stuff. It's like you never know. You never know what crazy things you could get addicted to. Okay, so A.R. Mare in Air. So A.R.E. So that should fit in there pretty good. So I'm not too worried about that, but yeah, Star Wars stuff and sci-fi in general. I got really addicted to stuff like that. I was reading the novels. I was freaking reading like the expanded universe novels. I had like 40 Star Wars novels. Again, better than the movies, so I mean. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna try to do the same A. There's 3 A's, so this is marinara. See, it's a lot of A's, a lot of vowels. Sucker's still wet. This is turning out a little bit more orderly and sort of fun than I thought. I thought this was gonna be really big pain in the butt. So that's a really weird A, but it's nonetheless, it's there. It's popping. Okay, boom. So I'm thinking I'll just go ahead and put like a big A because these A's are big. Yeah, it's like a capital A. It's capital freaking A. It's like, what's capital A? Jeez. Gotta get down. Okay. Oh no. Because it doesn't have to look exactly like the Marlboro thing, because it doesn't even in the first place. There we go. I mean, it plays into, the mix of capitals and lowercase in here, and even there, just one lowercase e. But regardless, it turned out pretty good. It's a lot better than I thought. That's how it usually goes. Jimmy doubts himself, and Jimmy overcomes the doubt. I don't really like to talk third person. Just jokes. Just jokes, folks. Folks got jokes. But it's weird. It's stuff that you never know. The world of strange addiction. It's like things can be super, super weird. Like people that eat, couch foam and air freshener. Not like the little tree things either. Like they're not literally eating. It's like they're spraying. It's like Banaka, but like full blast, and they're just swallowing it, and they must get some kind of high off it. But they kept saying eat air freshener. I'm like, they're drinking it. They're kind of drinking it. They're just basically drinking the air freshener. What are you talking about? Eat? Maybe they're saying consume. I don't know. It just made me think of the stupid Tide Pod thing, where these adrenaline junkies, because adrenaline junkie stuff, people get addicted to that too. Alright, so there's one more thing, right, that I can go ahead and do. Let's see. I could go all the way over here and do... Yeah, we already got that blue out, so I'll go ahead and lay the foundation for one of the last Jimmy Grahams over here. 'Cause there's still a fair amount of work to be done on these things, because there's some embellishments on this one. Yeah, so it's basically just another square. But I do want to leave room for... There's going to be these pieces coming off of it. Okay, so this is one of those thick paints. Again, I'm not trying to... There's going to be a little sort of pink, like striped bars on the side, so I don't really necessarily want to go too big. That seems pretty good. It's pretty solid coverage. Again, this is like really good. It's very, I think it's like 4-star opacity, which would be sort of a 5G coverage, intense coverage, solid coverage, excuse me, solid coverage, intense color. That's the way it describes itself. Yeah, it's like the that air freshener consumption. It's just, I feel like it's sort of it was part of, I think like the Tide Pod thing was kind of an offshoot of that, sort of a spin-off. Maybe people, they watched My Strange Addiction too much. I don't know. I just don't know why. It's like they wanted to taste the toxic rainbow or something. But then you'd see these pictures of Tide Pods and like candy, and you'd be like, well, yeah, I guess it actually does look like candy. Now that you mention it, FDA. Regardless, it's like, I don't know. It's like, who would want that in their mouth? It's like Tony Todd from Candyman. He didn't want to put real bees in his mouth. I mean, you pay me $1 million, I'll put a Tide Pod in my freaking mouth. You just chew the sucker and you just spit it out. Right? I mean, as long as you don't swallow it, right, peanut butter? Okay, I'm just thinking if that's going to be a good size for that. Let's see. Maybe go a little tiny bit bigger. Yeah, speaking of, I talked about coworkers, catching them still playing Candy Crush, and, I had a coworker, this was a while ago, but she was, she would tell me these cautionary tales because she was she grew up pretty heavy drinker. And she'd give me these cautionary tales of sort of her binge drinking. Sort of fiascos. Like one time she told me, it was like she went to sleep. Excuse me. It's dry in here. Yeah, I remember she told me about her roommates and how she came home and, they were pretty rude and they wouldn't turn down the Hall & Oates at 3 a.m. in the morning, and she had like too many Bartles and James, but she still, she still needed sort of silence, she didn't sleep very well, so it's tricky. Okay, that's actually really good. That's gonna be solid because we're gonna get the borderline, so it'll probably end up being about the same sort of size of the Xbox thing. Yeah, so she was like, she had too many Bartles and James, and then she went to put her earplugs in her ears to block out the Hall & Oates, and she freaking woke up with cigarette butts in her ears. Cigarette butts. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. It's like, but no, she wasn't kidding. I mean, I can't imagine like getting so messed up that you accidentally put cigarette butts in your ears. I mean, there's some butts, I wouldn't mind having near my ear, but I mean, definitely wouldn't want some freaking Newports or Pall Mall butts in my ear. It's just crazy. I mean, you got like, look at Tide Pods. It's just wild with these adrenaline junkies. It's just crazy. Climbing buildings, mountains, it's always about climbing, it seems like. It's like straight up jumping out of a plane. I mean, can you believe that mess? Just straight up jumping out of a plane. So I think we still have more of that bright blue, actually. We're reaching the precipices of, you know, you're probably like, geez, what's it? Unbelievable, it's an hour and a half. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do one more little foundation here. This is gonna be, well, it's gonna be oblongly ovular, and then there's still gonna be another thing to put on it, so it's gonna be wet, so we just have to wait anyway, so. But you might as well just get this one in there. Yeah, people just straight up jumping out of planes. It's like, what in the world are you doing? I mean, I would just, you know, they're jumping out with just basically the silky thing that, like, we would play with in elementary school, where we would shake it, like everyone would get around, we would shake this thing. It's, you know, it's basically a big parachute, but it's like, you know, you're gonna, you know, make sure that thing holds you and saves you from hitting the ground at freaking terminal velocity. Because we'll be playing with these things. I know it's the same material, because they even told us, and we're just, you know, we just having a grand old time, just bounce up down. They throw balls on there, like ping. I think they were like ball pit balls, and they would bounce up and down. It was like popcorns, yeah. And they would just bring it up, and we would bring trap the air in it. We would all get underneath it, and it was like a huge fort. It was like a huge fan fort. You know, the fan forts where you put freaking a sheet, and you got books holding the sheet on top of the fan. And you wake up with a sore throat the next day because you got the fan blowing in your face the whole night, and your throat's super dry. Which mine is kind of right now. So that should dry different. I mean, that sucker, yeah. That's gonna dry different. It's gonna dry lighter. This will dry darker. Because this bright blue, it's matte. For some reason. I thought it looks glossy as heck. Yeah, it's like skydiving. I mean, that's insane. You'd have to be on drugs to jump out of a plane. So it's fitting that we would be talking about that. There we go, that's a little better. So this is going to represent another thing that people get addicted to. And of course, when we get there, we'll talk about it. And there's still a number of things to cover. Yes, we're already at 2.5 hours, but you know, just like another thing that's addictive, it's going to be a whopper of an episode. But you'd have to be on drugs to want to jump out of a plane. I mean, I'd much rather go 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu, as opposed to skydiving or Rocky Mountain climbing. You know, it's like this guy that worked at the same restaurant as the cigarette butt in the ear, Bartles and James binge drinker lady. He got into skydiving. He became a skydiving enthusiast. He posts about it constantly. It's been a while though since he's posted anything. I don't know, maybe he just got tired of social media. I don't know. Okay, boom. Okay, so everything is just still super wet, or at the very least moist. I know people hate that word. Some people hate that word, but come on, leave the hate at home, folks. Come on, give moist a chance. I got an eye for wetness. There's gonna be some fun things happening in part 3 of episode 6. It's a huge whopper of an episode today, okay? I know I'm getting loud here, but alright, so I guess we'll go ahead and So obviously, yes, well, I'm going to put a yellow circle, a white circle around there, little flamey things, the 2 letters in there, the label. We'll mix things up, we'll go back and forth. Remember, it goes back to those quote-unquote advanced techniques, but it's really just sort of multitask, letting things dry. We'll put a white circle there, yes, circle, and then an X, green X. There's a couple more layers in there. We'll start off actually with basically what we're going to put there, the next shape. And it's going to use that silver metallic, that metallic silver. It's going to be pretty fun. And then that one, it's going to have some more things on there. So it could run another hour and a half. We could do this 2 more parts regardless. We'll go ahead and say, see you later, right, peanut butter? We will see you later, folks. Remember, don't put any cigarette butts in your ears and dare to say, yes, I will come back for episode 3. Thanks for joining us on Novice Painting with the Novice Painter. Jimmy Novice. Happiness never decreases. Come back. We'll see you soon. We dare to just say no. Or dare to just say yes.